Hello and welcome to the Daily Forex Report for June 5th. We're looking at the U.S.-Japanese yen pair. It surged to the upside today. We are still looking long-term for this to be moving lower. However, it could potentially go as high as 79.30, possibly as low as 77.77. Look for some resistance around 79.05 and look for some support around 78.05. Now, the Euro-USD pair closed down during this last session. Look for it to potentially go as high as 125.93, possibly as low as 123.47. Look for some resistance around 125.50 and look for some support around 123.75. Now, the pound-US dollar pair closed down, but just by a pip during this session. It created somewhat of a doji bar. However, I don't believe it's going to be the turning point. Could be, I guess, but I'm still looking for this pair to move lower, breaking this low and continuing to the downside. I think we're just in some sideways action, pull back, and we will see it eventually go lower. Look for this pair to potentially go as high as 154.83, possibly as low as 152.64. Look for some resistance around 154.50. and look for some support around 153.15. Now, the U.S. Swiss, this pair closed up during this last session. Look for this pair to potentially go as high as 0.9719, possibly as low as 0.9538. Look for some resistance around 0.9675 and look for some support around 0.9550. Okay, well, let's talk about economic calendar type stuff. We do have some news announcements being released tomorrow at 5 a.m. Eastern. We have the gross domestic product for the Eurozone being released for the first quarter as well as year to date. They're showing a hold for both of those at 0.0%. Then at 7:45 a.m. Eastern, we have the European Central Bank rate decision. Consensus on that is that they're going to hold rates at 1.00%. Then at 2 p.m. Eastern, we have the U.S. Fed Reserve, or the Fed releases their Beige Book economic survey. No consensus on that one. And then a little bit later in the day, we have the Australian unemployment rate and their employment change being released at 9:30 p.m. Eastern for May. Unemployment rate, they're showing a slight increase from 4.9% up to 5.1%, which of course would be negative news for the Australian dollar. Well, that about wraps us up for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.